Hey guys, Bondo here. Today I'm going to show you how we repaired this major structural problems in this garage here, and we re-poured the floor. I'm going to show you how we did that. Little video here. So the problem was right here where Jordan's working, these two posts, they were sitting on some concrete, just like a blob of concrete. Wasn't holding them, so frost was popping them up. So we put some sonotubes in there with some Bigfoots on the bottom of them, and they're down 4 foot below frost. So that's how we solved this issue of the front porch settling. A lot of work, had to dig all that clay out of there. You see that big pile of clay. Jordan's just fastening the bottom on there. We're going to pour an apron around it later with some Stampcrete, but this is like phase one where we're going to do the garage floor on here. So stay with the video because we're going to pour the floor at the end. There's that pile of clay. So here's the homeowner, Fred. He's sucking the water out of around that middle column. So the column between the garage here, guys, was actually settling too right here. This post between the garage was settling, cracking his sheetrock up in his upstairs of his bedroom. So he had stuck a jack post on top of the garage floor just to hold this column. But when we dug that out, there wasn't much holding that column. There wasn't hardly any concrete. It was just kind of laid in there with old field stone. This whole thing was filled with field stone and clay. This garage was built like in the 1900s, early 1900s. So that's what we did here. Same thing, put a Bigfoot on the bottom with the sonotube. Here's what these Bigfoots look like, guys. That's just like an inverted funnel there. And here's what they look like with a 10-inch sonotube on them down below frost. And here we are, here I am on the Carl the Kubota tractor. Could get that inside there if I folded the ROPS bar down. So that's how we dug out all this clay and all field stone. It was a pain in the butt to get out of there. It didn't really scoop good with the front loader. We used a little Bobcat track machine to dig a lot of this out, but it was, we dug it down a good probably foot, took all that clay and rock out of there. We took a bunch of rock and clay out of here. So stay with us, guys. I'm gonna pour this floor here. That's it for the demo work. Hey guys, Ron Bondo Built Construction here. Today we're pouring 27 by 21 garage. We had to demo this a couple weeks ago, and there's an apron in the front, but we're going to pour that another time, do some Stampcrete on the apron. So I'll show you what we're up to. This is what we're doing today, guys. This little 21 wide by 27 deep. We thicken the edge here a little bit. We demoed this whole thing, this whole garage. It had a really bad floor in it. We put some new pads under these jack posts that support this. We got a chalk line snapped around. We got some tape on there for our height in the middle. We're going to be pouring a 4,000 pound mix with, obviously we got wire mesh down. We're going to pour 4,000 pound garage mix concrete. Here's our truck pulling in. And that's what we're up to. Try to get some video footage here. Okay guys, so I'm going to walk you through how we poured this floor. We had to wheelbarrow the back half of this floor. You know, we couldn't reach in here. I had the form board on the end, and these doors were small, so we ended up just wheeling the back probably third of this. And we have wire hooks that we use, guys. If you watch in the video, you'll see us. I think Trevor started out with a hook, and then I had one. And we pulled the wire up into the slab. And as I said, this is 4,000 pound concrete. We poured it, we didn't put any water reducer in it today, guys. We just poured regular 4,000 pound garage mix. And it had one stone in it, number 1 stone. And like I said, we pulled the wire mesh up into it. We put poly down underneath it as a vapor barrier. And we poured it we started out about a 5 slump, and then we probably, after we wheeled it, I wanted to shoot it and then let it flow a little better. We probably ended up about a 6 slump towards the end, so that's pretty good slump. It was pretty workable, but not real loose. So I ended up using a power screed to knock everything down. Sorry about the video here, guys. It was real dark in this garage that day. The sun wasn't out very much. It was kind of cloudy. It was probably about 60 degrees. Nice day to pour concrete. It finished off nice and slow. Stay with the video, guys. I'm going to show you at the end some tips and tricks about power troweling, how to adjust your pitch of your blades and stuff, and how we do it. So stay with us there. And if you're new to my channel, guys, my name's Ron Bond. I have a company called Bondo Built Construction. We do a lot of concrete work. Everybody calls me Bondo, so that's why I call my company Bondo Built. And we like to do a lot of concrete, and I got over 100 videos on here, guys, on YouTube, how to do concrete and Nudura foundations. And we fix up houses in the winter and stuff. So if you like that kind of thing, help me out and hit the subscribe button. My channel's doing real well. I got over 400 subscribers now. I'm trying to grow the channel so I can reach more people. So, and if you like this video, guys, do me a favor and hit the like button. Share it on social media with your friends. If you guys like this stuff, like I said, if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. To my subscribers, thanks for the support. Thanks for all the comments. Everybody's been leaving some good comments. I'm actually learning a lot from some of the comments of you subscribers, so thanks again for that. So back to the video, guys. We're just pouring this thing out. We got about a third of it done. Power screeding it. Like I said, I got a Marshalltown Shockwave power screed. I like that thing. Works real good. Actually, the bearings were starting to go here today. I noticed that thing was making a heck of a lot of noise, so I got to get that torn apart and check that bearing. They do wear out eventually. I use this thing all the time, so it's probably about a year old. So I've used it a lot, enough to wear that bearing out in there. But I've worn out a couple of those. You can change them out. I have a couple. This is my third power screed, or actually maybe even my fourth power screed. So I got about 30 years of experience pouring concrete, guys. So if I can help you out, anything I know, I'm going to try to help you out. So we're just dumping this off. Now, obviously we got the wheelbarrows out of there, and the chute can just reach in, and we're just dumping it off. And we put a wet screed down the middle, guys. We didn't have the laser set up because before we poured this slab, we took the laser and we set it up and put some tape around the jack posts so that we had our height all set. So then we could just use that tape on the jack post to pull our wet screed down the middle, and then I can pull with my power screed right off those wet screeds. So now we pulled the truck over into the other bay, guys, and we're just filling that in. As I said, we're pulling up the wear as we go. Here's Jason, aka Big Biscuit, my son. He's bow floating it off as we go. So if you notice up in the front, he bow floated. You know, we did the first, I don't know, probably 8 feet, and he bow floated that. You want to keep up with the bow floating as you can reach it. So you can add handles to it, but sometimes it's just as easy to, I'll have him jump in there and bow float it as we go. Here's Trevor. He's new to the team. He's been helping us out here. Good worker. He's troweling around the jack post pads, guys, kind of leveling it out. And there I am doing the same thing. It's nice to reach around there with your mag, flatten that out, just so it's a little better when you get to it. And then I try to work my way around it with the power screed, but it's easier to finish it off. Here I'm just leveling out the center right there, and then I'm going to level out the edge with the power screed, make sure everything's flat, and then I just buzz it right down, back down the middle. That's how we did it here. And the guys behind me, I call it, there's Jason and Trevor, they jumped in with we got what's called a come along, guys. For you new guys, it looks just like a rake, but it's got a flat edge on it, and that's how you move the concrete around with those come alongs. And we call these guys puddlers, the guys that rake the concrete behind the power screed. And they're real important, those puddlers, to do a nice job for you. And if they do a nice job, your power screed works real good. You don't have to pull a lot of material with it. Because if you're trying to pull too much material with a power screed, it'll just roll under and you'll have a high spot in your floor. and if they don't keep up keeping it filled, you'll have a low spot. So that job's probably harder than running the power screed, having good puddler there. So these guys, Trevor and Jordan, are over there just flattening out the edge with their mags before I can come across with the power screed. That's how they did it. So they were kind of floating it in, and I just buzzed across it. Then I grabbed a rake or a come along, just flatten it out for myself here. Because you got to get your guys out of there. You can't have everybody in there when you're finishing off. I only usually be the only one in there. Then I just flattened out in front of my doors here. Just knocking things down, making sure it's flat in front of the doors. And then again, I'm just going to work my way around that jack post. And then I call it turn and burn when you getting ready to finish up. Just turn the trowel and buzz your way out. And that's how we poured it, guys. Not too bad. It's a small garage. We do the big ones the same way, though. We just have more people. But that's how we do these. I like to use that power screed. That brings the fat up and it knocks the stones down for you. So that works real good. You can pour your concrete a little stiffer with it. Jason's bow floating, finishing off here. I'm magging the front edges. And that's how you pour a garage. But, you know, pouring this was easy compared to the demo. As you've seen, this thing was a mess. It had a lot of clay under it and big rocks and everything in it. Structural issues. So here, guys, I'm hitting it with the power trowel, and Trevor's running the edges. He's on slider boards, stainless steel slider boards. So he's magging that edge off for me, and I'm just gonna. I got these big clown shoes on right now, guys. They're kind of flat on the bottom. I bought them for stamping concrete, so I'd rather do it this way, just walk my way around, and it's just easier for me. My knee's kind of messed up, so I've had a few surgeries on my left knee, so I try to stay off the knee boards as much as I can, but I will if I have to. But that's what Trevor's doing. He's just sliding around, and I'm just hitting it off my clown shoes there. They're nice big shoes. They're good for stamping concrete, and they work good for this too because you don't sink in as much. And this is the first pass, guys. I use combination blades. Some people like float blades, you know, where you put them on and off, but my trowel has combo blades on it. That's just what I'm used to. I've used them like that for years. So there's Trevor just knocking it down, doing a good job for me, and I'm hitting it. And your power trowel doesn't reach right over to the edge, so that's why we do that. Then we're going to mag around these poles, because same thing, your power trowel doesn't really reach around the poles. There, I'm just going to go around the poles. And then I'm going to hit all my foot tracks, guys. Get all my foot tracks out of there. And we do this in a pattern when you're power troweling these. We do it in a pattern. I do what's called a half lap. My power trowel, I just go half a lap at a time, and then my second row over, I'll just run it right over, halfway over. Some people will do 2 passes and then run one down the middle. But, you know, to each his own. They both work good, the half lap method, or, you know, running 2 parallel to each other and then running one up the middle. That works just as good. Some people like that better. So like I said, with the pattern here, guys, we'll run it in one direction with your power trowel, and then we'll run it the next pass. You kind of wait a little while and run it in an opposite direction. That'll keep flattening out your floor as you go. A little bit here, I'm going to talk about pitch on the blades, guys. I'm going to try to explain how to adjust the pitch on a power trowel, and when you want to adjust the pitch on a power trowel. You know, with my trowel, it has a dial on it. I'll show you that in a minute. I'm just hitting the edges here with a steel trowel now. We magged them earlier and we dug them out. I got a video on YouTube on how to dig these doors out, but you want to put a little taper in the door while the concrete's soft. Take your mag trowel and you just dig it down so that there's a little taper at the door. But you don't want to mess with where the door seal goes. And when I'm doing these garages and the doors are on, I'll close the garage door down and make sure the seal lands good on the floor too, guys. And you don't want to disturb that seal area as you're troweling it. You don't want to step on it or set a knee board or nothing on it. But we've already dug these out. It starts to dry at the doors first, so we magged it, and now, like I said, I'm just hitting it with my steel trowel here, and you know, knocking the stone, any stones that are little stones. The big stones we already set with the mag. Working up some cream here, making it look nice, because these are going to dry first. Like I said, your doorways always dry first. So that's why I'm doing it like that.
Okay guys, so we poured this at 11:30. I hit first pass with the trowel 2 hours later, 1:30. Now it's 2:30. I'm going to hit it again. I'm going to go the opposite direction of the first pass. Try to flatten out some of these trowel lines. Well, not sure what happened to the camera guys, but I just hit it the second pass and it's looking a little nicer. I went around the poles by hand with a steel trowel this time. We were magging everything, and then we switched over. Your mag's gonna knock down your stones, and now we're gonna use the steel trowel to flatten out some cream. These edges of these doors, I'm already steel troweling, and I gotta hit them again here in a second. But this outside, even though this is the last place that we poured, this will be the first place to dry, is where these doors are, because of the wind and just the sunlight beating through there. It's not really sunny out today. As I was saying, it's not really sunny out today. It's pretty cloudy, but these doorways are gonna go first. So you can see we put a little taper on these doors. We dug them out so the water won't run in when it hits the door. So I'm gonna hit these real quick with my steel trowel. I like to hit them about as far as I can reach, guys. Get them nice, looking nice, like that. Just kind of get them as good as you can here. See that ugliness? Get that flattened out. Try to get them little stones to go down under, seal them up. It looks a little better. You just keep fussing with them until you like them. But you want to keep after these doorways. I'm working by myself today, guys. I sent my guys over to another job, so I'm finishing this floor by myself. Trevor helped me hit the edges once, and now I'm just going to finish it myself. It's really small anyway, so I'll try to get some more footage, but I am working by myself today. We'll try to do it for you.
So I'm going to run these edges again, guys, with my clown shoes. Every time I power trowel it, I'm going to hit these edges just to keep them nice. Like I said earlier, that power trowel doesn't reach the edge, so you just need about a trowel width, really. You know, and then all my footprints, I'm not going to try to trowel out my footprints because I can just grab them with the power trowel and knock them down. It just makes them edges look really nice, guys, if you do it this way. Hit it, like I said, every time you power trowel it in between there. Right before you're going to power trowel it again, run around, get your edges. Here I am, just going to knock my footprints all down. I'm starting to angle my trowel blades, guys. It's starting to harden up. So this is where I adjust my trowel blades, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. Just how to adjust those blades and get more pressure on it. As your floor dries, you're going to want to increase that pressure. So that's what I'm going to show you here in a minute. So that's what I'm doing, knocking it back down.
Okay guys, not sure if anybody's ever talked to you about the pitch, the blade pitch on your power trowel. So this is a Whitman machine. It's getting kind of beat up, but still doing a good job for me. But on a Whitman machine, there's a dial right here. Guys, if you turn it clockwise, what it does is it tilts the blades. It puts them at a sharper angle. So the big question for a lot of people is, when would you want to angle those blades more? Well, as your concrete gets harder, you're going to want to angle those blades, and it actually will put more pressure on the floor so that you can knock that cream down and get your floor sealed up. You're going to feel it where the blades will be too flat and it just won't be working for you. It won't be flattening out. You need more pressure, and just turn this up, and that'll, like I said, you turn this like that, it's going to take that blade from a flat and it's going to tip it like this, so it's putting more pressure on the floor, and that's what's going to close up your floor. When you're getting, like, I just had to do that, guys. I'm not on the first two passes. I like to start with my blades not completely flat, but a little bit of an angle to them, and then I hit my first pass and my second pass, and then on this pass here, this third pass, I had to angle those blades because it just wasn't working for me. It wasn't flattening things out. So I'll show you a little something. I'll grab my trowel here. So basically, here's about how you want to start. I don't know if you can see that very good, but a little bit like that on your power trowel when you first start. Now as you get finishing, you're going to tip those blades more and more like this and this. By the time I'm done finishing this, these blades, I'll show you at the end of the video, but my blades are going to be tipped up like that, guys, because that's how you're going to polish the floor, and that's going to close everything up. So starting out flat, angle, 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 until you finish it like that. Same thing if you're hand troweling. If I'm hand troweling this floor, I want to put more pressure on the floor to get more, close things up and get more cream. I'm going to tilt my trowel and put more pressure on it. Well, that's exactly the same thing that the power trowel does. And for you veterans, I know you already know that, but you newbies, different trowels have different ways of adjusting those blades. Some of them have like an arm that goes up and down, and you can flip it and it'll tilt the blades like that. But this one here, a lot of them have a dial like that.
So another thing, guys, I failed to mention is as you're power troweling the floor, different spots are going to need the pitch to be tighter than, you have to tighten up the pitch, angle them blades, and then you might want to loosen them right back up because you get like in a shady spot where it's not quite as hard as your concrete, finishing different. So, don't be afraid just because you pitched your blades to bring them back down flat in a different area of the floor where you have a truck that, is a different timing than the other one. So you can see here, guys, it's polishing up nice. I think I did one more pass after this, shined everything out. But I didn't video that part. I think I ran out of footage on my phone. But here we are. I'm just finishing things up, knocking it down. Towards the end, sometimes you might have a little bottle of water with a little nail hole in the end of it. You just spritz her a little water here and there. But it was pretty cool out that day. I didn't really need much water. I had to maybe just a little bit at the end in a couple spots. But just want to knock everything down, get rid of all those little rock holes and everything. That's pretty much it, guys. That's the video. Thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you, if you're not a subscriber, you hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be putting out videos, at least 1 or 2 a week. Try to help you out. And like I said, we do a lot of different things with concrete. A lot of Stampcrete, Nudura foundations. A lot of people like that. Throw me a comment. Like I said earlier, guys. If you got any questions, don't hesitate to ask me a question. I try to get back to everybody with anything I can do to help you out. I like this YouTube platform. Helps me out, so I'm going to try to return the favor. And thanks again for watching, and I'll definitely see you on the next video, guys. Take it easy.